Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Power Hour. How y'all doing? I'm LHG. I need y'all to tag and share. Can you all get some people in this room? Tag, share, and let's fill this room up because I got something planned and I need y'all support. I'm going to go ahead and share right now. We're on YouTube. We are on the Polished on Purpose Incorporated page, and I'm going to share it to my personal page. So y'all get in here. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? All right, we're going to get right into tonight's discussion. I got some great guests. I'm whispering like it's a secret, shh, but we're going to have a really good time. So let's pray really quick. Father, we thank you for a great evening, a great conversation. Thank you for the gift of this wonderful day. Bless every guest who comes on tonight. Bless our businesses, our families, our goals, our aspirations, and let us have great confidence in you and in all we do. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, let's get started. Y'all ready? All right, all right, all right, all right. Surprise!
What's going on, sister?
Hey, my
Surprise!
brothers.
Brother, we decided because we turned one, our TV, We Write the Vision, turned 1 years old, and
Oh,
I brought my sister on, and she has something to say.
I would be remiss if I did not have the opportunity to tell you, first of all, congratulations, and I appreciate you. I am one of the few people that had an opportunity to see you way back then and see where you've come now with all of the progress and positivity you've given our children and the community. And even myself, you have pushed me to be a better myself. You have exposed me to different avenues of accomplishing my goals. And I wanted to say thank you. Continue to strive and make goals. And every time you blow one completely out the water, make a brand new one because you make a difference to me and to everybody that's watching. So that
oh,
is what I wanted to share with you tonight. We love you. We love your family. And everybody is doing great things because they have a strong willed, strong mind, God fearing man pushing them forward. Congratulations.
thank you, sister.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sister
Oh,
Shakaya.
You're welcome.
Bye.
oh.
All right, we get ready to get started. So we had to start that way. Welcome, Brother Mitchell.
How you doing? How you
What's
doing?
going on, brother?
What's up,
Welcome.
brother?
So we turned 1 years old. Brother Andrews, Rewrite the Vision Youth Empowerment Program turned one a couple of days ago this month, and I've been celebrating. And my sister came on and just popped in to celebrate and to thank Brother for opening up this team to us. Hi, Sister Darlene. My mama Darlene's in the room. So we may have a few people coming through just to stop and say to our brother that we appreciate him for pushing us out of our comfort zone, for believing in us, for helping us to grow our confidence, and to help us to have a platform as a collective to do great things for youth and adults. We are so grateful to you, Brother Andrew. Here's
Oh,
to many, many more years. So hats off to you, brother. We had to start like that.
appreciate
We
you.
had to start
Hey,
with that.
Andrew is amazing. Andrew,
Oh,
man, I'm gonna put my little plug in too, man. You are
Yes.
amazing, man. You are my brother from a different mother. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? From the first time I met you, man, through your sister. Hey, we have so much in common,
that's right.
and we hold each other accountable spiritually and just as men. I just want to tell you thank you, bro, and thanks for always supporting the vision that God gave me. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you, brother.
Man, I love you, brother.
Awesome.
I love you
Awesome.
too, man.
For those who just tuned in, we're just getting started. Welcome to the Power Hour. You all know every third week of the month, my brother is here. We look forward, you all look forward to the conversation. You all be in my inbox. When is Andrew coming back on? We want to know more about this, more about that. So he's become a staple here on the network, and our conversations always leave us feeling better, stronger, wiser, and not just youth, even though it's for the youth, it really does help us as well. We got one more person that's coming through. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Okay.
Sister Leslie, are you there? Can you hear us, Leslie Ann? Okay, she's not ready yet. Let me know when you're ready, sister. So we just had to celebrate. We have to start this conversation out with celebration. I don't think we celebrate our accomplishments enough, especially men. I don't see my brothers celebrating themselves enough or each other. It's just me talking, your sister's talking here. I don't see that enough. And we had to say, brother, we appreciate you. We are so proud of you. Keep going, keep pushing, keep impacting people positively. So, yeah, we had to do that. But also, welcome. We got another brother in the room.
That's right.
Welcome, Brother Mitchell is in the room.
Yes,
Fashion
ma'am.
guru. I am so excited to have you in the room and to learn more about you and what you do. I'm going
Yes,
to
ma'am.
have Brother Andrew give a little introduction, and then we're going to let Brother Mitchell go on in.
I appreciate that, sister. You know, it's an incredible show when Serenity's in the room. She was like,
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
you gotta
Hey,
pay her by,
Serenity.
you gotta pay her by the second to be on shows, right? She's like, I got Uncle Darius on. Oh, I gotta be on today. Listen, when I first met Darius, he was just an incredible dude, upstanding, a genuine person. And then I really got to know him. And then I heard his testimony. I was like, you my brother for real, right? To accomplish what he's accomplished and to get over the hurdles he's had to get over, you know, I kind of look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, whoa, he's the real deal. He doesn't just talk about it, he's done it, right? He don't just talk about believing in it and then you have it. No, he's believed it and he's gotten it, right? And so I had to have him on this show so he can share with this audience, you know, how he has gotten over certain things and how he's been able to help other people and to start an incredible business. Yeah, I can't wait till he shares his story. I can't do him justice. I just know him, you know, even if he wasn't married to my sister, he would still be my brother. He would still be a individual that I would hang around, an individual that I would do business with, an individual that I would call a friend. And so just the person he is and who he represents is all you need to know, right? And I'm excited to hear about his story and for him to share it with the world.
Wow, that is powerful. Now, I happen to name this episode, and we haven't talked. I named it Changes, Challenges, and Confidence, 3 C's. And when you think of the word change, many people are like, no, I don't want to change. I want everything to stay the way I'm used to it being. Leave it alone. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Leave it alone. I worked in the call center for about 25 plus years, and we had a running joke that the only thing that stayed the same was change. Everything else was constantly moving, changing. Do this, don't do that. Start doing that, stop doing that. So we had to always be in a posture of, okay, what are the customers wanting? We got to go with the flow. If they said they don't want to call us and be on hold for an hour, they want to do a chat it is. They want to email, they want to do something different. Okay. COVID forced us into involuntary change.
Yeah.
We were talking about working from home, or maybe COVID said, boom, you got to. Make it happen.
No choice.
So you might have been thinking about it. We had to pull in the IT people, the engineers and whatever, call them, get them in a room and make it.
That's right.
So I named this show that because I believe when it comes to my brothers, when it comes to fathers, when it comes to men in general, so much pressure is put on you all. So much. You're raising kids or you're in a household, you got a wife, you got family. Some of you all maybe taking care of elderly parents, you got ministry, you got businesses, you got all of these things happening at one time. But how do you keep that confidence? Because sometimes the change knock you off your feet. What just happened? Woo, I didn't see that coming. Woo. So as Brother Mitchell talks about his testimony, I just believe we're going to get some insight in how we as people in general and how my brothers can navigate the troubled waters, the turbulence, the unexpected. So, oh, can I make that happen? Oh, that's pressure. To navigate that and still, come out on top. And even if you're down for a minute, okay, where my village at? Where the other brothers at? Where's everybody at? I really believe that that concept of taking a village is not just for children.
Mm.
As adults, as entrepreneurs, as couples, as every kind of person you are, you need a village for that actual thing. Because if without that, who's your support system? So I'm going to relinquish the floor. Welcome again to our brother. You are no longer a stranger. You can go in the refrigerator and get your own pop. You in here now. So just tell us about who you are and what it is you do, my brother.
Okay. Well, my name is Darrius Mitchell. I was born in Nashville, Tennessee. But I've been in Georgia since I was like 18 months old. So you can call me a Atlanta native. I go back to Tennessee to visit. you know. I mean, I can start back from when we started the beginning of time, I guess.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. So my grandparents raised me. My grandparents raised me. They came and got me from Tennessee when I was 18 months old. But even go back before then, just to touch on God's grace. I was 1 pound when I was born, and so I was pretty much big enough to fit in right here. You know what I'm saying? So that was my first challenge in life, was getting through that. And getting to the next phase of my life, which would have been school. Growing up, school. Unfortunately, my father wasn't around like that, and of course, my mom, she wasn't either. That's why my grandparents raised me. So of course, I went to school, middle school. I mean, elementary, middle. Things like that. Made it through it, but it wasn't without my own struggles. Um, I didn't learn how to read until 11th grade of high school. So going through school was definitely a struggle, and it was a cross that I had to bear for a long time. So just going through school, just getting picked on, things like that. Elementary school wasn't that bad. Middle school got a little bit worse. High school, it got terrible. So I had a good memory. People ask me, how did you get through that? And I tell them, my memory, but first God, because I wonder how I got through it too. You know what I'm saying? Even with a good memory, how much can you remember? But I met a teacher named Miss Dave when I was in the 10th, 11th grade. School got real hard, and I was like, you know what? I need to tell somebody about this. I need to tell somebody. I need to swallow my pride and just be like, you know what? Hey, I can't read. So I told my teacher. My teacher got in touch with another teacher named Miss Day, and I was in her class for about a good 8 months, and she was like, "Darrius, we about to start taking the SAT and the PSAT and the EAT and all these other T's and stuff." So she was like, "Darrius, you are in special ed, so you can get the special ed diploma, right?" And I was like, "What is that?"
Okay.
It meant so much to me that I didn't even remember what it was. So I didn't even remember what it was. So she was like, either you can do that, get the special ed diploma, or you can try and get your regular diploma. The only thing the special ed diploma is going to tell people is that, it's pretty much a certificate of attendance.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's not an option.
Okay.
That's not an option at all. So so she was like, we can work on, getting you up to par with your reading, and you can take the Georgia graduation test and try to graduate. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Took the graduation test and passed it the first time.
Wow. Come on.
Don't know how I did it. Still don't know how I did it. You know, still don't know. It still shocks and amazes me how God was able to put the right people in place and the right education in place for me to even graduate from high school. Because tell you the truth, I didn't think I could do it.
Wow.
But I put my faith in God and He led and I followed. So that was a huge, huge deal in my life. But even a little bit rewind back to 10th grade, 10th, 11th grade, before I started learning how to read, or starting down that path of learning how to read. All my classes was filled up. You know, my teacher was like, "Hey, Darrius, all your classes are filled, but so we have to give you some classes. So what do you want to take?" I was like, "Well, put me in home ec, right? Home ec." I figured, like, you know what? It's a whole bunch of girls in the class. I'm cool with it. I was very cool with it because I was in high school and I was like, yeah, it's fine. But we started sewing, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. And I was creative already. And around that same time, of course, I met Miss Day, my teacher who eventually taught me how to read. But I also was in close contact with my auntie named Kiki.
Okay.
And she, at the time, Fubu was like one of the #1 brands.
Yes.
Need to say, unfortunately, Sean John was one of the #1 brands at the time.
Okay.
Who else? A couple other brands were like the #1 brands of that time.
Yes.
And me not knowing who my auntie was at that time, I saw a drawing one day and I was like, "Dang, you a good drawer. What do you do?" She like, and she designed. I mean, she was drawing a guy on a horse. She was sitting in my granddad's living room drawing a guy on a horse, which is crazy to see where I am now based on my brand. But she's like, "I'm a fashion designer." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I'm like, "What? I'm gonna do that." And I figured at the time I could do that because I didn't have to read nothing. I don't have to read. I'm good. I can be creative. I can draw. I can design stuff, and I can, blow up.
Yes.
Not knowing you still have to read, right?
Right.
This is how your mind play. This is how your mind play tricks on you. Oh, this is good. I can get through that. I can find my way through that. So, of course, then I met Miss Day. She taught me how to read. I started putting Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and Dapper Dan was one of my role models at the time. So I was putting Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Burberry on people's tuxedos and Air Forces and Reeboks for prom. Mariah Carey at the time wore a jersey dress on the NBA All-Star halftime game, right?
Okay.
And my girlfriend at the time, I was like, "You know what? Hey, I'm gonna design you a jersey dress." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." So it took me like a week to do it. And she wore it with pride. It wasn't the best thing popping. I know it wasn't, but it looked good, right? So she wore it. She told people about me. That's how I was able to get some clientele in high school. But then, of course, I went to college for fashion design, went to Barter College, because at the time I knew how to read. I was like, you know what? I know how to read. I'm going to go do it while I still can, right? Like it's going to disappear or something. Like, let me take advantage of this before it happens again, right? So I went to school for fashion design. One of my first jobs was for a brand called Aoki. And Aoki was an organic denim brand, which was in Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue at the time, and was at one of the higher end malls out here called Phipps Plaza.
Okay.
My boss, my manager, or the owner of the company, her name was Star Daily Webb. Her name sounds fake. I always thought it did. It still sounds fake when you say it, right? So I was designing jeans for him. She let me do some side design stuff because I didn't have a sewing machine at home. Well, at least not an industrial sewing machine. And she was like, "Darrius, you are very talented. You just got to focus." So like this, if you focus, you can do anything you put your mind to. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, I was focused on everything and more on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Bar stuff I shouldn't have been focused on. You know. So I worked for her for about a year and a half, 2 years. Then my auntie came in. She's like, "Hey, Darrius, come up to New York for a minute. Every time you come up here, I'm gonna make sure you're interning somewhere.
Wow.
Either it's with FUBU, it's with Coogee, it's with Drunken Monkey, it's with Crown Holders, it's with somebody.
That's
So
amazing.
every time I would go to New York, I would do many interns for
Come on.
Coogee, for
Wow.
FUBU, for Drunken Monkey. Like I would do all these urban brands and learn at the same time. I met a guy named Mr. West, not Kanye, but a white guy named West. It's crazy. I know, right? You know, he was a designer also. He worked next to me. You know, my first day in New York, it was like a movie. I got off the airplane, took the train down to Penn Station, got off at Penn Station, walked down to the Empire State Building, went to the 36th floor, saw big sign say FUBU. I was like, oh, I made it. I'm in here. It's going down, you know. So I thought I was Big Willie, you know. Until I got to my office and I opened the window, not knowing, you know, in the South we have screens on our windows.
Okay.
You know, in the South, I'm not used to not having screens on my windows, right? So I opened the window on the 36th floor, Empire State Building. Some paperwork flew out. I'm not sure what it was. So.
Wow.
I didn't tell nobody, but
Uh-oh.
I know, right? Oh, snap! It could be G14 classified stuff. I don't know, but I met Mr. West, and we talked, networked, you know, and then I met more people. I met more people who worked for, you know, Sean John, FUBU, Drunken Monkey, Fizu, like all these other brands, and it opened my mind up to so many different things.
Wow.
And nobody knew I couldn't read because God put me on a path he rose me up to a level where they couldn't see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I was reading stuff. I knew I was messing it up, but God had put me on such a pedestal somewhat, being one of his kids. You know, it's like, hey, D, just try to read this, and I'm gonna make it sound clear. You know, just trust me, and I did. And so that went on for a couple of years. Did interns and worked for different brands, and rewind just a little bit back in high school. I came out with Dachi. I was getting my hair braided in high school. It became a thing, and I let it go when I went to college and started working for other people. But God told me a couple years ago, Darrius, remember Dachi. Remember the first brand I gave you. All this other stuff is good. It paddens your stats. It makes your resume look real nice.
Okay.
And it also builds your confidence. But remember what I gave you. Back when you couldn't read, back when you were struggling, back when you had just bought your first sewing machine, back when you was making a jersey dress for your girlfriend at the time, and it didn't look good, but it gave you that confidence to keep going.
Yes.
So I was like, God, you know what? Let me do this right. Let me bring back Dachi. Dachi is spelled D-Y-C-H-I. It stands for determine your character, have inspiration. You know, so I believe God gave me that back in high school when I was getting my hair braided in the gym, you know. and he gave it to me for a reason, because he reminded me throughout my life that Darrius, you determine who you are. You know what I'm saying? You determine your character. You know what I'm saying? You gather the inspiration from me and the things I put around you.
That's right.
So Darrius, just do what I told you to do. You know, stop being hard-headed. Do what I told you to do. And it's easier said than done sometimes, because sometimes you can't see the forest because of the trees.
That's
You know,
right.
so you can't see how beautiful the forest is because there's too many trees in the way. So I definitely, you know, started back up Dachi, and I was like, you know what, God, let's roll with it. Wheels up in 5. You know, we finna do this. You know, no matter what happens, you know, we finna do this. And so I started back Dachi, worked on my collection. And God was like, Darrius, last year, he was like, Darrius, well, yeah, at the beginning of last year, he was like, Darrius, I'm gonna put you on this pedestal up here, but you're gonna fall back down. You got to get back up,
Okay.
right? So I fell, and God was like, Darrius, to get you back to where you're supposed to be, you finna go through the struggle real quick,
Wow.
but it's gonna be quick, but it's gonna
Okay.
hurt, right? So he was like, I want you to put on this fashion show. You never did a fashion show by yourself before.
Mm.
You never relied on yourself and the pieces that I put in your path as far as people. So I was like, okay, God, what you want me to do? Like, okay, so you don't have no money. You have negative $20 in your account today.
My Lord.
But I'm giving you this vision of putting on a fashion show that's going to look like $100,000.
Woo.
And I was like, who gonna do that? You know,
Me?
who gonna do that? You know, so I was like, God, okay. I prayed about it, I fasted about it, talked to my wife about it, talked to my friends about it, and sometimes it's meant for you to hear. It's not meant for everybody else to hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, God, I'm gonna do this. I was like, but I'm gonna need a little bit of encouragement along the way.
Lord.
And he placed people in my life like my friend Rachel, like Latanya, like Latia, and whole bunch of other people that I told the vision to, but in an aspect of they're Christians too.
Okay.
They follow God also. And I was like, you know what? This is my budget. My budget is $10,000.
Okay.
It was barely even that. So
Wow.
it was barely even that, right? So we went on, planned, put everything together. Rachel's husband, he's wonderful. He worked on the set of Love and Hip Hop. He does all the lighting for Love and Hip Hop. And Rachel, she does coordinating for fashion shows and things like that. And Latanya, she does PR. She has a smaller PR company that she was trying to get off the ground. And I was like, okay, God, I see what you're doing.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. So I met another young lady who did the styling for the show, and she was like, hey, I know some investors.
Okay, investors.
And I was like, oh snap, we finna be rich. You know what I'm saying? We're not finna worry about nothing. So the investors, they were like, oh, Darrius, man, your brand looks good. We follow you. You do such a good job. You know, this fashion show sounds good, but it doesn't sound real profitable. And I was like, I know, but this is what God is telling me to do.
Okay.
And it was like, well, let's see what your finances look like. Finances is okay, right?
Okay.
Not the best, but not the worst. And it was like, so in order for us to invest in you, Darrius, we want to invest in your brand, not necessarily the fashion show. And I told him, I'm like, but this is what God is telling me. So right now, I'm not willing to allow you to invest in my brand because I'm not there yet.
Okay.
We're going there, we're getting there, but we're not there yet. And they was like, well, if we can't invest in your brand, we don't want to invest at all.
Ooh.
And I said, okay. Well, you know what? I appreciate you. And I walked away from $40,000
Wow.
of investment. Because God told me, Darrius, no, I got you. And I sat down with a friend named Kevin Willis from the Atlanta Hawks from back in the day. He's one of my best friends, and he told me, he's like, Darrius, he said the same thing God had told me. He was like, Darrius, you don't need an investor right now.
All right.
You don't need an investor for what you're trying to do. You could do that. So I said, Kevin, God told me the same thing, bro. So that night, I cried. Rachel, she called me she's the only person that knew the behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
And I told her what happened. I was like, Rachel, they pulled out.
Okay.
And it was my fault. I'm sorry. But this is what God is telling me. Not knowing that I wanted to give up at the time, and I'm not knowing that she was on the verge of giving up at that time. But so we wouldn't tell each other that. We wouldn't speak that out of our mouth that we was gonna give up.
Ooh-wee.
And I told Rachel, we talking, and I told her, I was like, she's like, so what we gonna do, Darrius? I said, well, God said, hey, it's gonna happen, so it's gonna happen. I don't know how, but I trust in Him and the vision that He gave me.
Right.
And this is like 2-3 months before the show. You know, we got celebrities coming in. We got artists from out of town that we had to fly in. We have all this stuff going. I mean, it's a huge production. And I was like, you know what? I don't know how it's gonna happen, but God told me it was gonna happen. So I cried that night, cried myself to sleep. In my studio, I sat there for about a good hour just looking at my sewing machine like, all right, God, what we gonna do? You know, what we gonna do? Because I'm here. I'm here, you know? And but I'm like, God, just show me. Please. I need to see something, right? I believe in you, but please show me something, God.
Yes.
And I was like, if it's meant to be, God, continue to align things the way it's supposed to be aligned.
Yes.
Let things be the way it's supposed to be. Let me get rid of all the anxiety that I have in me for this. Because I'm believing in you right now.
Ooh.
So as months came, money came.
Ooh.
As the next month came, money came.
Ooh.
And I remember the day before the show, I was working full-time as a police officer for Villa Rica. So I worked there, and I had to work a extra job that night. The morning before we had to prepare for the show, well, I'm sorry, the night before we had to prepare for the show, which was the following morning. And I was like, I gotta make this money. We're this short. So I gotta work this job tonight.
Okay.
Worked that job that night, left the football game, went home. Still had some more pieces to sew together because I was stressed and I wasn't focusing how I was supposed to be focused, so I could finish everything the way I wanted to be done before it was supposed to be done. So I didn't sleep that night. You know, my wife came downstairs with me, sewed on some buttons.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? Stepped up, you know what I'm saying? Did her thing, her thug thistle, you know? And I'm just sewing, right? I'm just sewing. So I don't go to sleep the whole day.
Wow.
So I pack up all the merchandise, everything we sold together, picked up some stuff from my other seamstress, and called Rachel. Was like, hey, I'm on my way. This is about 3 o'clock, right? I get to the ranch because we rented out this whole ranch. When I say it was a production, it was a production.
Okay.
This ranch would normally cost about $10,000 to $15,000 just by itself to rent out for the day.
Wow.
Mr. Mario, my guy, he charged me $2,000 to rent this whole ranch.
Jesus.
With an officer, with not even security officer, a police officer for security that night, right? $2,000, right? So I get there, I drive down the hill to the ranch, and I see magazine trucks, I see lighting trucks, I see everything that you would see on a production of a movie. And I'm like, this is happening, right? This is happening right now. So I get there, meet with Latanya and everybody. They get all the merchandise out my car, out the truck. They got a big tent for the models. You know what I'm saying? The models Rachel got the models catered food. I'm like, what is going on here? You know, God, what? You know what I'm saying? What is this? So I get there, I see all this going on. I'm like, I'm overwhelmed.
Yes.
And I'm still in the back of my mind, like, how am I gonna pay for all this? Right? I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I see you guys. I see you. And my uncle came. Like it's getting dark. It's right before the show start. We got the lady. She owns a chicken and waffle thing called Waffle Chicks.
Okay.
She accepted my invitation to be the only vendor there. I didn't want her to have any competition.
That's good, brother.
She showed up, showed out, right?
Mhm.
But my uncle came. He looked at me. He was like, "Hey, D, this is you." I said, "Nah, man, this is God."
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? This is God. And I gave him a hug and broke down.
Mm.
I broke down and started crying. I couldn't believe by trusting in God what was possible.
Yes.
Even though he got me through the valley pretty much, not knowing how to read, being 1 pound when I was born, being the 1%, you know what I'm saying, who made it through something like that.
Yeah.
And to be able to do something that I wanted to do for so long, to help
Yes.
establish my brand, but also do it so my grandma can see, my son can see, my wife can see, my granddad, my cousins, my uncles, my nieces. They all came and they could see what God did in my life. You know what I'm saying? Just to be able to do that, because a lot of people not able to do that, to be able to show somebody something tangible
That's right.
to that magnitude of what God is capable of doing.
Yes.
And people hear about miracles, 1 pound, I was a miracle, right? Not knowing how to read, testimony, miracle, right? But then be able to do something that I didn't even think I could do when I was in high school, but God said, hey, do this. Your auntie's there. I made her available here for you at this time, at this moment, right? She was born so you could do what you're doing right now. Because if she wasn't born, I wouldn't have had that path to success or even be able to see somebody in that light to be like, I could do that. She was that beacon of hope that gave me hope. Like, you know what? If my auntie can do it, I can do it.
Yes. Yes.
So, with all that being said, the show was wonderful. I was in a magazine called the Atlantic Magazine here in Atlanta. It was very popular. And during an interview at the end of the show, they asked me, what's my next thing for next year, which is this year?
Okay.
And I lied. I didn't lie. No, I didn't lie. I didn't lie. I didn't lie. I didn't lie. I spoke it into existence, right? So I said,
Hey, come on, hey.
so I said, I'm gonna create the first mobile denim store,
Ooh.
right? And they was like, wow. So what you gonna do with that? I was like, well, I'm gonna do pop-ups, but it's gonna be something like you never saw before. You know, it's a vision that God gave me. And I'm like, I'm gonna be popping up in Tennessee, Nashville, pull up to Michigan, everywhere that my client base is, that's where I'm gonna be.
I love
Brick and
it.
mortar doesn't make sense for the vision that God has given me.
Come
You know,
on.
a brick and mortar doesn't a standalone situation is not what God envisioned.
Come on.
Because I feel like I can reach more people if I hitch this thing to a truck and this is where we're going.
Yeah.
Brick and mortar, you can't do that. They have to come to you. No, I'm gonna go to where they're at, right? And of course, financially, it's the best move for me, right? So that was the vision that God gave me, and I sat back that night and talked to my uncle. I'm like, well, I did it again.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So he was like, Darrius, I got you. I'm gonna donate. I'm gonna bless you with this 24 by 8.5 by 7.5 foot trailer, car hauler, right?
Come on.
But so you're gonna have to figure out the rest. We can build it out. We can build it out for you, me and you. And I'm like, I love my uncle. I love him. But we had that one uncle that sometimes think they can do more than what they can do with what they have at that time in their life, and based on kids and everything like that. So I was like, you know what? All right, God, I don't know how I'm gonna do this either. How we gonna do this? So can't go into all the details, but God blessed me with the funds and the contractor who knew what he was doing, how he was gonna do it, and when he was gonna do it. And I just happened to be driving through the country one day and stopped at a trailer place and was like, "Hey, do you know somebody that does trailer build outs?"
Mhm.
And the lady looked at me like, "Who are you?" I'm Darrius. That's who I am. That's it.
That's right.
And she's like, "I don't know somebody, but I think I know somebody that knows somebody." Right? She knew somebody that got a trailer build out that was smaller, and she was like, "There's actually she's supposed to call me today, so leave me your number, and when she called me, I'm
Come
gonna
on.
see if I can give you her contractor's number." The,
Ooh.
the day went on. I get a call from a white lady. I'm like, "Hello, who is this?" And I'm like, "Hey, who's this?" She's like, "Oh, this is Kathy from the trailer park." I'm like, "Oh, hey, Miss Kathy, how you doing? I remember you. What's going on?" She's like, "Well, I got a number for you." Called him up. He was like, "I could do that." Sent him the rendering
Jesus.
and everything. He said, "I could do that." Still
Wow.
wasn't sure how I was gonna pay for it, but he said he could do it. I was like, "Okay, that's we're moving in the right direction." Right? Then God blessed me with just enough money to do what I needed to do.
Hmm.
So I spoke not knowing what the outcome
Yeah.
was going to be, but trusting in God that it was going to be the outcome that He put in my mind and put in my body and my spirit, saying,
Yeah.
"Darrius, you speak it, you believe it, I'm going to make it happen because you believe in me." So I believed in him. He did his thing, and I'm
Yes.
sitting in that mobile denim store right now.
Ooh.
Mm.
Jesus.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Thank you. I mean,
Guys,
Ooh.
it's looking good. It's looking good. Looking good.
you
Beautiful.
know,
Look at that, y'all. Look at that. That is outstanding.
That is out cold, bro.
Wow. Wow.
so yeah, that's it. Holler
Wow. What a
later.
testimony. What a testimony. I think you just summed up all the three C's, the changes,
Hmm.
challenges, and you kept your confidence in what God told you, brother.
That's right.
This is what he told me. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy. I know I may not see the money right now. I need y'all to, but this is how he showed me to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
And I got to
Yes,
stick
ma'am.
to the way he showed it to me. And look how he just one person after the next
Yes, ma'am.
just lined it up. If you hadn't had the confidence to just keep moving, it probably wouldn't have turned out the way it did.
Yes, ma'am.
Because many would say, okay, never mind. If I don't have the money now, never mind. If I don't see it right now, never mind. And then that just would have been a dream.
Yeah.
But you kept pushing. Brother
Yes.
Andrew, that reminds me a lot of what you talk about. Get in on this. Because do you see how he just pretty much summed up change, challenge, confidence, get it done.
We could end the call right now. I mean, I'm passing out the offering plate. He did the whole seminar, the whole story, the whole book. I mean,
Exactly.
the being born at 1 pound. I didn't even know that. That's
Yeah.
I've had conversations with him, and one of the things I told him was like, "You've been through all the hard stuff.
Right.
You've
Yeah.
been through all the challenges. I didn't even know about being born at 1 pound, but at birth."
Right.
And so many times we run away from the hard challenges. Great things are built when you are in pain.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What they
Yes.
say
Yes.
when it's great times, that's when there were bad times, great people are developed. And those
Yes.
great people develop good times, and then good times create weak people, and weak people create bad times.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so we use those problems, those challenges to create this incredible story to inspire. Because that story is not just for him. It wasn't just for him. There's going to be individuals, and I'm going to make sure, right? I'm going to have some reels on reels that
Yeah.
somebody needs to hear that.
Me.
Somebody's at a point in their lives where they've used excuses and they believe that's them, that they've been dealt this card in their life. And everybody deals with a deck of cards, and everybody's been dealt a bad hand at some point, but they've won. The professionals win.
Right.
Yeah.
They know how to keep playing. They know how to have that certain look, and they
Yeah.
keep going. Martin Luther King, he said, if I can't see the staircase, let me itch each step, right? Let me hit each step. And this testimony by him, I mean, I wrote down like a half a page, right?
Me too. Me too.
It just, that's a book. That's a book what he just said in the
Yeah,
last
that is a
35 minutes. That was
movie.
a whole book. That's a whole seminar. That's a whole movie. And I'll turn it back over to you in 1 second. Me and my family was just watching The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes.
And I can remember, like, even when he was like the scene where he was giving blood, because that's what I used to do twice a week.
Yes.
I remember those times. And sometimes we need to always go back to remember those times where we've made it.
Yes.
And use that as evidence. Sometimes we already got the evidence.
Yeah.
It don't have to always be, I just believe in this, I ain't never seen it. No, you've seen this stuff. You heard his testimony. You've heard other people's testimony, how they've been at this spot right here, this bad, tough spot. But they made it. They made something. He was born 1 pound.
Yeah.
1 pound. Yeah. I'm skinny as all get up, and I was at like 6 pounds when I'm like, that don't even make sense. 1 pound.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And he's gonna bless. So he's already blessing people.
Already.
Look at that Look at that trailer.
That is
Look at it.
bone.
I mean, that could be a house. I mean
for real.
I can talk all day, but I'll turn it over to you because I know. Yeah. Appreciate you, brother.
Drew, I appreciate you, man. Hey, I would call him every other month, like, hey, Drew, this is what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on though. You know? But I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, dog. Like, for real. Like, you are my brother, dude, for real. And I thank God for you, man.
Yes, sir.
I want to look at a couple things, and Brother Mitchell, you can tell us what we're looking at. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What does this represent, brother?
So this represents my life, you know. Like it represents my life. It's a point that I fought for ever since the day I was born. Being able to see my name in lights, but also see the things that God has blessed me to create and be able to share with other people. And being able to be in a publication like this, which is the Atlanta magazine here in Atlanta, was a major deal. Bloggers, like I said, bloggers came out and all that good stuff. But even some of the people in the picture, like my friend Brandon at the bottom, who was standing next to the guy with the denim dress shirt on. Oh no, I'm sorry. Brandon actually has the denim dress shirt on with the straw hat.
Yes.
Like that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? And he did all the hats for the show, and just having him to be able to share the same page in the magazine with me, you know, it's just amazing what God could do. You know what I'm saying? And not knowing, I met Brandon 2.5, 3 years before that, not knowing what God had in store for us in our path together. Right. And we're still friends. We still do things together. I'm gonna be carrying some of his hats in here that he does for the brand. And but just the relationships and just that one clip, one picture, it sums up like my life a little bit. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Just to think about even it being a publication that I have to read myself. Yes. Right? I have to read it to understand what just happened, and being able to know, like, back in the day, I couldn't even read that. You know, I couldn't even read what I was eventually going to be in. You know, like, hold on, what's going on here, right? Make it make sense, right? So, but knowing that God delivered me from, or got me through being able to not know how to read, to be in the publication that I have to read to know what's going on and to explain to people, hey, that's me, and this is what just happened. But being able to read that with no problem, and to be able to celebrate and to see what God has allowed me to accomplish just right now. Yes. Not even knowing what he has in store. If he did that last year, and he did this year, I mean, 2026, 2027, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's going on? God, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, I mean, you know, tragedies make good triumphs. You know what I'm saying? I've been through many tragedies in my life, like being 1 pound, not knowing how to read, and even been in that motorcycle accident that you know about. You know what I'm saying? Drew, like when I was in my motorcycle accident, I almost died. And I'm still here. And God is still God. You know what I'm saying? Through everything. So I just, I'm sorry, I just went on a rant, but that
No, you
that means
good,
a lot
brother.
to me.
You
Forgot all
good.
about that motorcycle accident. He shouldn't even
Yeah,
be here.
me too,
Yeah.
man. I almost,
He
I
had a
almost died.
motorcycle. Yeah.
Yep. Broke,
Jesus.
broke both
Jesus.
my arms, both my wrists, broke my right leg compound fracture, and messed up my back and all kinds of stuff. I wasn't even supposed to walk again, but I'm running, I'm walking, I'm jumping, and I'm doing
Come
everything
on.
that God
Come
told me.
on.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
A living
yes, ma'am.
testimony. It's ironic that we're having this conversation during the anniversary of Rewrite the Vision. And we've talked about the word brand. And in our youth empowerment initiative, Shakaya, who you saw, is our brand expert. And she teaches our youth that they too, even at a young age, you're a brand. Your name is a brand. You reflect your brand and how important it is to have one that's uniquely yours. I have another picture I want to show and tell us about this picture and what your style is.
Yes, ma'am. So my style is, of course, you have my white apron dress that
I
sold
love that.
out, which was crazy. That was by accident. I was like, let me just put this on this and see how I look. But you know, and tell you the truth, it's more in this picture than just a picture, right? It's that the white
Mm,
apron dress on the right hand side, it's the tote on the left hand side, right? But that tote, it's called the Varesia tote. And
okay.
Varesia is my grandmother who raised me,
Mm.
right?
Wow.
So, and the flowers on that particular tote, it's a symbolic meaning to me that my grandmother is like a flower to me and that I love her so much for all that she done for me. So I want to
Wow.
get to the point where I can take care of her
Come
like
on.
that flower on that picture. I mean like the flower on the tote. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And she has poured life into me like I was a flower that she grew from
Come
one
on.
pound. You know what I'm saying? And that's finally able to blossom from the sunlight that God has supplied for me. So this picture it's more than just clothes. It's more than just a rack of clothes. It's more than just you know uh gotcha denim and apparel. No, it's the beginning, but not the end.
Come
You
on.
Mm.
know, it's
Yes.
the beginning, the middle, and what's after, and what's still yet to come, because of the faith and the love that I have for God, and what I know that He's going to do in my life.
I love that. That bag is absolutely beautiful.
Mm.
Beautiful. I need that in my life.
Mm.
I need that. And I love the sentimental connection there. A lot of us have had grandparents, grandmothers, grandfathers who have been a pillar of strength in our lives. And for you to have that connection with that name, that speaks volumes. Wow. I feel like this was really a God thing. This conversation during this anniversary of Rewrite the Vision, your testimony, and I'm similar to what my brother has testified about in some instances as well. If y'all don't feel encouraged, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Challenges, changes, triumph. He's done it all, and I'm excited. How can we find you, get a hold of you, support your brand,
Yeah,
give
most
us the
definitely.
social media handles, give us all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, most definitely. The website is dachidenim.com.
Okay.
We're updating it right now, but you still can go in there and see what we have to offer. Some of the things. It's actually one. If you go on the site, it's you can see one of the video clips from the actual fashion show.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
and you can follow us on Instagram at Dachi Denim. I mean Dachi underscore denim, I believe. And yeah, that's pretty much it for real. I don't do Twitter and stuff.
I ain't got there yet either,
Me
brother.
either.
That's all right.
I don't do
That's all
Twitter. I
right.
don't do what's it X. I don't do that.
But you know what, brother? You inspiring me to get back into some denim. being a plus size woman, dinner always made me a little nervous because it didn't really give too much, you know. But you got some unique pieces
Yes,
that
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
that would be friendly for the plus size figure. I
Most
am very
definitely.
appreciative of that.
And one thing that's very unique about the concept that God blessed me with is, of course, we have our regular, line off the rack that we have, but we also about to implement where you can go on the website, and not right now, but hopefully next like month or so, you better go on the website. If you're here in Georgia, you can go on there and say, you know what, I need some jeans made, and we'll
Mm,
come to you, pull up with the mobile store.
come
You
on
come
now.
on board, you sip a little wine, drink a little water, or whatever the case is, or espresso, eat a little cheese, or whatever we have to offer for you based on what your
Yeah.
palette look like. And you get to pick out your denim, you get to pick out your thread, you get to pick out your labels, zippers, colors,
Yes.
washes,
Custom.
and
Come on,
style.
custom. Come
So yes,
on.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I love that.
That is
Thank you.
bad,
Outstanding.
man.
Outstanding. So, Brother Andrew, here we are at this 1 year mark. What's next for you?
Um, Man, it's hard to follow him.
Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
But of course, we have a few things going on. I'm extremely excited and appreciative about a team that's helped cast this vision, to yourself, to Leslie, to Shakaya, Levante, Josiah Jones, Josiah Shackelford, to my wife,
Yeah.
Leroya, to the Griffin girls.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We've
The
all
Griffin
worked
girls.
together.
Yes.
Yes, yes. We've all worked together to create this energy, this belief system that people can believe that you can start from one point and go to another point. And
Yes.
what we've been doing now, and what we are doing is we put it on programs. There's a program going on called Praise and Punchlines. We do every first Sunday,
Yes.
and some of those proceeds will go to what we're looking to do the next 3 to 4 years is build a university.
Mhm.
Built a university. Yes, a school university.
Yes.
And
Um,
we are right now selling T-shirts. You're right now. A book is coming out very, very soon. Um,
Yes.
we're doing a newsletter every month, along with a booklet where we're going to advertise each individual's business. And again, praise and punchlines. That's going to be every month where we have music, motivation, and comedy put together. And these proceeds are going to be raised to. We're going to build a university. We're going to build
yes.
a school where we not only work on academics, but we're going to work on the mindset. Because what
Mhm.
his testimony shared today, they don't
Ooh.
teach that.
No, they don't, brother.
They do not teach that. And that's the number one most important thing, right? Even in the Bible, where it talks about your heart, another word for heart in the Bible in Hebrew means your thoughts.
Mhm.
And if that's the most important thing we're supposed to work on, but we're not working on it, right? They say the average
Right.
person has 60,000 thoughts a day. 80% of those thoughts are negative. 95% of those thoughts are repetitive.
Wow.
And if we can get people to think a certain way, think a different way, not to tune into the latest news, because news get paid on based on negativity, based
That's
on
right.
views. And if it doesn't bleed, it doesn't lead on the news, right? That's
Exactly.
the thing.
Yes.
Come
And I'm
on.
tired of turning on the TV and it's putting down our African Americans or our people in general, right?
Good.
I'm tired of turning on TV and you hear about the person's getting shot or the person that's going
Yeah.
through this downfall.
Yes.
So we're gonna build a university like none other that's going to teach about confidence, that's going to teach about mindset, that's going to give you
Yes.
tools and strategies to teach about certain things. And
Mhm.
I can't wait for my brother to pull up in the trailer and
I
make
Hey,
some
we
know that's
coming.
jeans.
right. Oh,
You
that's
know what? At
bad.
the
We
end of the
coming.
week, they have their own brand. I already see it. I already
Oh
see
yeah.
it. But that's what
Yes.
we're working on. We're working on building a university.
Yes.
Yes. I
Yes.
love
Not
that.
just a building. We're going to work on the university. We got some buildings, but we're going to use those proceeds. And because individuals are asking, Andrew, why are you going so hard? Why are you doing showing up for all these events? It's a vision.
Yes.
It's
Why
something
not?
coming. It's something coming.
Yes.
Is it?
So We are excited. Can't share everything right now, but we are excited about the future, and I'm just grateful my brother was able to get on tonight.
Me too.
Yes.
Thank
The
you
things that he
Thank
shared, the
y'all.
nuggets. Uh, I'll
so
turn it back
much,
over to
so
you, sister.
much,
I'll turn it
so
back over
much
to you.
wisdom. There's a question here for you, Brother Mitchell. Do you offer group sessions for your custom designs?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So Auntie Darlene, reach out to Brother Mitchell. This has been amazing. This hour flew by. I just really thank you both for your sacrifice of time this evening. We got to do this again, have you back.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
am so encouraged by your testimony. If
Thank you.
anybody has been saying, I know what God showed me. I know He gives me some of the same visions since I was a little girl. I've seen myself at a big mahogany table with high back chairs on a board. And I've seen this over and over and over and over. And I'm like, okay, Lord, what you saying? What you saying? So sometimes you just got to say, okay, I see the vision. I'm not letting it go.
Exactly.
I'm not letting it go. Not at all.
God give you visions for a reason.
I believe it. I
Yes,
believe it.
ma'am.
And you are a testament of that.
Uh,
The process,
Thank you.
even when you seem like it ain't processing, trust
Exactly.
the process. Stick to what God showed you. And before we go, I want to talk about one specific thing. You made a few references to the fact that you had some key people that you were talking to during this process. How
Yes, ma'am.
important was it for you to have a specific community of people as you were going through the changes and challenges?
So, I mean, for instance, even to go back, in reference to my teacher, Miss Day,
Yes.
like I still talk to her. You know,
Wow.
it's 25 years later. You know
Come
what I'm
on.
saying? And it was very important that she was in my life. I mean, very, 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 very important because I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't if God didn't put her in my path. You
Right.
know, it wouldn't have
Right.
been a possibility for me to even be sitting here right now. Because
Mhm.
there's no telling based on statistics where I would have ended up at. You
Ooh-wee.
know, based on me being, no father in the household, as far as my biological father,
Okay.
not being raised by my mom either, not knowing how to read, man, that's a recipe for disaster.
that's right.
Mm,
But God was like, no, you keep pushing. You get to high school.
yes.
Just get to high school, and I got you. I
Yes.
got to high school, and I met Miss Day.
Mm,
Then
Yes.
I graduated from high school, and I met Miss Sumter, Miss Favors, all my teachers that knew my struggles and that helped me get to where I needed to go. That ended up me being here right now. And I mean, even Rachel, like with the fashion show,
Yes.
like I met Rachel on the set of a short that I was making clothes for, and
Mm,
then like 2 3 years later, I run into her at Home Depot, and we do this fashion show together, and we're best friends. You know what
mm.
I'm saying? Not knowing if I wouldn't have ran into her at Home Depot, if I wouldn't have went to Home Depot that day, I wouldn't have ran back into Rachel, and I wouldn't did the fashion show. So
See,
God strategically placed people in your life when you walk the way that He wants you to walk. When you
yes.
walk in your purpose and in your path, and in the way God wants you to, He will align people to meet you there.
Yes,
Like
he
you're walking
will.
by, you feel like you're walking by yourself, but when you get down to that mile marker, you got somebody sitting there with exactly what you need because God has prepared them at the same time He was preparing you.
Ooh, that's
You
a
know what I'm
word.
saying?
That's a
So,
word.
so yeah, yes,
That's the
ma'am.
word. This has been amazing. I have to thank you, Brother Andrew, as we wrap up tonight. Thank you for your
Okay.
confidence in me and allowing me to serve on your team, pushing me out of my comfort zone, allowing me to do
mm,
the emceeing for the events, and just really inspiring me to keep going. To keep going. I
mm.
appreciate you. What a difference a year makes. You've been coming on Power Hour for a year.
Well,
and taking this show to a whole nother level. Uh, Divine connection. And then now I have a new brother
Yes,
that
ma'am.
I'm so grateful for who God allows you to cross paths with. I don't take it lightly. I think it's divinely orchestrated.
Almost
That
definitely.
we are connected entrepreneurs, people who are looking to give back to the community. And I can't wait for us to do some collaborating in the future.
Yes,
We're
ma'am.
going to get wrapped up. I want to remind everybody about the women's conference. Pastor Stacy Wells of Whole Life Church, her women's conference, the theme is released, stepping into new territory, September 26th through 28th. We have a souvenir book. I need every business owner to reach out to me and get an ad in this book, whether it's a half page, full page, 1/4 page. We're using it as a directory of businesses, whether you're local or not. Get with me. I'm going to fill this book up. We have a couple of vendor spots left. It's 2 days to vendor for $100. Praise and punchlines. I want every spot filled. September the 7th. That's where is it going to be? At the Power Center.
no, it's going to be at
Oh, the
on
church.
Mac. Yep, on the Mac.
133.
13311 Mac.
There
That's
we
in
go. One,
Detroit.
three, three,
Yes.
one. I think that was where we did our first Rewrite the Vision
Yeah,
event.
absolutely. Absolutely.
It all comes together. So let's pack it out. Let's have a great time of laughter and singing. Shout out to the Griffin girls who just won an award. What is the name of the award, Andrew?
The Detroit Black Gospel Awards.
Detroit
Yes.
Black
Yes.
Gospel
Those
Award.
my nieces. I'm sorry.
Some of the hardest working baby girls in the industry.
Yes.
Congrats,
Yes.
congrats to them. To my sister LaRoya, please go follow Green Highlights LLC.
Yeah,
We've been saving money together, budgeting, being good stewards over what God has given us. So we doing it, we're doing it big. So we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna ask Brother Andrew, can you pray us out?
absolutely.
All right.
Uh, Father, we thank you for this meeting. We thank you for what was shared on this meeting. We know that it's going to change individuals' lives, Lord. We're happy and thankful for you allowing us to be on here, to allow us to go through those challenges and go through those trials and tribulations, to be able to come up with solutions and strategies that might be able to not only help ourselves, but to help so many other people. Lord, we thank you for this podcast. We thank you for LHG for putting us on and asking us the important questions and the tough questions to be able to pull out of us strategies to help individuals. Order our steps, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, my brothers. Thank you again to everybody in the comments. Y'all kept these comments popping. To my sisters, Leslie and Chicago,
Leslie.
you all, LaRoya, all of you, Mama Darlene, please share, please tag, catch the replay, drop some comments, follow both my brothers. We out of here. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Man, love y'all.
Love you
Love
too,
you
brother.
too.
Love you, bro.